Whether you're a soft drink lover or not, I'm sure you know the name Coca-Cola. The brand is so famous, it's hard to miss, and it has earned its reputation for a reason. But if you've ever wondered who invented the drink, the answer to that is probably beyond your imagination. It was done so by a dying soldier, and how? Well, keep watching till the end to find out. But before that, don't forget to press the like button, and if you're new, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for more such amazing content. Here we begin. Dr. John Pemberton, a pharmacist from Atlanta, Georgia, created Coca-Cola in May 1886. The Coca-Cola Company claims that Pemberton created the syrup for the well-known beverage, which was tasted at the neighborhood Jacob's Pharmacy and rated outstanding. A new, delicious and refreshing beverage was made using syrup and carbonated water. Then Pemberton created the renowned Coca-Cola formula in a three-legged brass kettle. Now let's start from the beginning. John was born in the little hamlet of Knoxville in 1831 and was brought up in Rome, Georgia. He earned his license to practice Thomsonian medicine at only 19 years of age. It was known to use the concepts of botany and herbalism to get rid of dangerous toxins from the body, but it wasn't respected at the time, and many people had doubts about the procedure. John, nevertheless, founded a company that specializes in materia medica. A few years later, he took a more traditional route and graduated from the Medical College of Georgia in Augusta, Georgia, with a graduate degree in pharmacy. However, soon after that, he had to trade in his white lab coat for a uniform with buttons. After the outbreak of the Civil War, John was promoted to the first lieutenant, then fought for a better life once the Civil War's haze dissipated. He relocated his family to Atlanta and rose to the position of the senior member of Pemberton, Wilson, Taylor & Co. in Dallas, Texas, a pharmaceutical company. The media referred to it as one of the most remarkable labs in the United States, and John gained notoriety as the most well-known doctor in Atlanta. But when no one was looking, John was having trouble. Following his near-death experience, he developed a morphine addiction. He searched for a herbal treatment because he could not see a cure for what had turned into a regular habit. Before, he had heard fantastic things at the time about a beverage named Vin Mariani, which was claimed to cure any sickness and contained red wine and ground-up coca leaves. John had the idea of creating his own version to discard his morphine habit as a replacement. In order to make what he dubbed Pemberton's French wine coca, he combined coca leaves, red wine, and cola nuts. Coca leaves have a stimulating effect and can numb pain, exhaustion, hunger, and thirst. Although one leaf contained only 0.35% cocaine, it was simple to find in the U.S. Certain medical professionals and pharmacists say it's a possible solution for opium and morphine addictions. As for cola nuts, they were believed to help with digestion and were high in caffeine. John was convinced that his French wine cocaine could treat a variety of illnesses, such as headaches as well as addictions. He established a distribution network to distribute his treatment in order to aid combat veterans. In his laboratory, he would prepare the syrup, then send it to collaborators and vendors for their discretionary sale. There was widespread use of the cure right away. However, the demand by itself wasn't sufficient to sustain the company. As a result, John had to change the direction of his new company due to a challenge, resulting in the development of Coca-Cola. Let's talk about the sustainability of Coca-Cola. The Coca-Cola Company is not a pioneer in the field of sustainability. Water, women, community well-being, sustainable packaging, climate protection, human and labor rights, and sustainable agriculture are just a few of the many areas in which the company is working to be more sustainable. These initiatives started over a century ago and have since grown to be an essential component of the company. Even though the company has launched innumerable sustainability projects and initiatives, some significant events have influenced the company's efforts. In 2001, the Coca-Cola Company founded the Coca-Cola Africa Foundation, which has fought to combat HIV/AIDS in Africa and prevent new cases from occurring. The Coca-Cola Africa Foundation has started a lot of projects and activities all over Africa since it was founded. In 2007, the Coca-Cola Company and a Worldwide Fund for Nature launched a transformative alliance to address issues surrounding freshwater conservation. This partnership concentrated on 5 key areas, including the preservation of 7 of the most significant freshwater basins on Earth, increased water efficiency within business operations, decreased carbon emissions, promoted sustainable agriculture, and sparked a global water conservation movement. In 2009, the Coca-Cola Company unveiled plant bottle packaging, the first ever PET plastic beverage bottle manufactured with 30% plant material and made for recycling. The Coca-Cola Company has continued to create environmentally friendly packaging, and in 2015 they produced the first PET bottle prototype made entirely of plant materials. In 2010, the 5x20 initiative was launched by the Coca-Cola Company, and by 2020, the plan was to help 5 million women entrepreneurs throughout the world become economically independent. Through the initiative, women have been given access to financial services, peer or mentor contacts, and training programs in entrepreneurial skills. In 2013, the initial Eco Center was launched. The locally owned and operated Eco Center is a modular community market that offers clean drinking water, wireless internet, energy, and other services to promote entrepreneurship and community growth. In 2016, the 100th Eco Center was inaugurated, and the project is still expanding internationally. The 2010 launched 5x20 initiative is enhanced by this project. The sustainability initiatives and objectives of the Coca-Cola Company are always evolving, and their effects are felt all over the world. The company has started new projects and accomplished various objectives in the last 5 years, including completing its 100% water replenishment goal 5 years earlier than expected. Once a goal has been reached, the company doesn't stop working. Instead, it launches new initiatives and tries to have a bigger effect. The company's sustainability history shows how far it has come and how much further it may go in the future. The history of the Coca-Cola Contour Bottle. The characteristic contour fluted lines of the Coca-Cola bottle are among the most recognizable features in the entire world. The bottle has been praised in art, music, and advertising. It is regarded as a design classic and was dubbed the ideal liquid wrapper by renowned industrial designer Raymond Loewy. When Andy Warhol sought to depict a shape that would symbolize mass culture, he created the bottle. And when Volkswagen wanted to honor the Beatles shape, they compared the bottle to the shape of the car. How did the bottle come to be so well known? It started as a joint effort by the Coca-Cola Company and its bottlers to safeguard the Coca-Cola brand. A legendary opening. Joseph Whitehead and Benjamin Thomas, two attorneys from Chattanooga, flew to Atlanta in 1899 to discuss the rights to bottle Coca-Cola. The product was a rapidly gaining soda fountain beverage that had only been around for 13 years. By 1900, Coca-Cola was available in every state in the U.S., up from an average of 9 drinks per day in 1886. Thomas and Whitehead decided to bottle the beverage so it could be enjoyed outside of soda fountain confines to profit from its popularity. The two parties engaged in a geographical agreement. As a result, the Coca-Cola Bottling Company started franchising the rights to bottle Coca-Cola in towns all across the U.S. As a result, more than 1,200 Coca-Cola bottling plants existed by 1920. As sales of Coca-Cola products in both fountain and bottle forms grew, dozens of rivals attempted to copy the iconic brand to trick consumers into buying their beverages. Back then, bottles were usually plain, clear, or brown, straight-sided containers. The Coca-Cola Company mandated that every bottle be embossed with the recognizable Coca-Cola emblem. Although Coca-Nola, Ma Coca-Cola, Toca-Cola, and even Coke imitated or barely altered the Spencerian script logo, rival companies did the same. Customers became perplexed as a result of these competing bottles. The Coca-Cola Company filed a lawsuit against these infringers, but the lawsuits frequently dragged on for years, and the bottlers incessantly demanded more protection. A catastrophic future 19 years passed before Coca Yearly Cola's sales hit $1 million. Pemberton's French wine cocaine first appeared on the market in 1885. Atlanta announced that it would join other American states in outlawing alcohol. So John hurriedly came up with a fresh formula out of fear that it would be the demise of his novel treatment. But unfortunately, when he took the wine out, he discovered that the cola nuts had turned it rather bitter. He therefore substituted it for synthetic caffeine and then included sugar, citric acid, vanilla, lemon oil, and extracts of orange, nutmeg, and coriander. Frank Robinson, John's bookkeeper, then suggested changing the name to Coca-Cola. However, John insisted that it should be written with 2 C's because he thought it would be more prevalent in 1886. Before Coca-Cola began to sell in Europe, the company was forced to sell. In an odd turn of events, John's health deteriorated as Coca-Cola sales increased. Then, after receiving a stomach cancer diagnosis, he relapsed into drugs to feel better. He took the challenging decision to sell company shares out of concern, thinking he wouldn't have enough money to support his family and addiction. But it didn't mean he gave up his high hopes for Coca future. He kept a third of his shares for his son Charles because he thought it would one day become a popular drink in the country. Charles was in charge of manufacturing at the time, but he eventually developed a morphine addiction. Frank was concerned that Coca-Cola wouldn't have somebody to guide John's plan to expand nationwide, and this is how the story ended. That's all for today's video, and if you found it interesting, then don't forget to press the share button. Thanks for watching.